Greetings, Raging Introvert here. Today we're going to start a series on media bias, identifying it and transferring maybe the subconscious little bell in the back of your head saying something's wrong with this article, transferring that into actual concrete evidence, finding what it is in the article that's setting off your spidey senses. This is kind of prompted by this article here. I read it and it blew my mind, just the bias and the amount of deliberate misleading that was put into the article, and it kind of prompted me to start this. It's been bugging me for a while, but articles like this are why trust in the media has tanked, and why when people like Donald Trump say fake news, it sticks. People believe it because they see this crap every day. So here's the headline. Trump attacks ESPN's Jamel Hill with misleading tweet. All right. Well, Trump does like to tweet, and people like to make fun of his tweets, so shouldn't be hard to prove a misleading tweet, right? Attacked her a day after she was suspended from ESPN, this ESPN host. The first couple of paragraphs here are kind of laying out the background of the event for ESPN's Hill being suspended. It's related to NFL. The whole Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the national anthem. I guess the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones here, had kind of escalated the situation by saying if players didn't respect the flag, they may be benched and not play. It says here, Hill, or she, had said Jerry Jones, quote, created a problem for his players, specifically the black ones. If they don't kneel, some will see them as sellouts. This first paragraph here is saying that she was suspended for 2 weeks for criticizing the Dallas Cowboys owner for that quote. Or at least it's hinting strongly. Because that's the only quote that I have from her. She said that and was suspended for 2 weeks. Everything else is just talking about Colin Kaepernick, Trump's quotes or tweets that were involved, etc. Now, right away, your spidey senses should be tingling because saying he created a problem for his players, specifically the black ones, if they don't kneel, some will see them as sellouts. I don't see why someone would be suspended for 2 weeks. And if you find that cognitive dissonance in your mind, the information that's being presented to you, the action and the reaction to it don't seem to jive, there's a problem, maybe it warrants further research. And as a matter of fact, this was on October 10th, this article was written. If we go to CNN the day before, October 9th, on this article here, ESPN suspends Jamel Hill over NFL tweets. Oh, good. This will probably show that quote she made and say that's why she was suspended. Let's see. The ESPN suspended host Jamel Hill for 2 weeks due to a second violation of our social media guidelines. Well, that's strange. The other article didn't mention a second violation at all. And Hill, quote, previously acknowledged letting her colleagues and company down with an impulsive tweet. I don't know if that was the first one or this more recent one, but she acknowledged that she made a mistake. That's interesting too. If she acknowledged it, she shouldn't be surprised she was suspended. Well, let's see. It's got to be. They'll probably show that quote that she made, probably in a tweet. Let's scroll down here. Here are 3 tweets from her. This is from her, but it's not the quote from the other article. Let's see. If you strongly reject what Jerry Jones said, the key is his advertisers. Don't place the burden squarely on the players. See, I can see where ESPN might be a little upset on this because if people start boycotting the NFL advertisers and not watching the NFL, they may stop watching ESPN. See, ESPN wants the NFL to be successful because if people are watching the NFL, more of them will watch ESPN. ESPN does not want the NFL to fail and lose viewers. So I could see where they'd be upset with her. This was, let's see, October 8th, 9:50 p.m. So in the evening, and then the next morning, looks like her manager at ESPN spoke to her because now she's clarifying, just so we're clear, I'm not advocating an NFL boycott, but an unfair burden has been put on players in Dallas and Miami with anthem directives. Okay, she was advocating a boycott, but okay, they're making her pull that back. That seems reasonable. And then a minute later, if fans really are that upset about what JJ and Stephen Ross have done, don't call the players sellouts. But you're watching every Sunday. See, that seems to kind of indicate that you as a viewer are part of the problem. Instead of watching every Sunday and supporting it, you should stop watching on Sunday and boycott. Which again, I can see where ESPN might be a little upset about that, and and might suspend her for trying to sabotage their network. So it's interesting. It's interesting that another ESPN article a day before has all that information, and yet it's all left out in this first paragraph here, where they say she was suspended for something that doesn't seem suspension worthy. See, that's why people don't trust CNN, because they obfuscate and misdirect and, well, lie, really, trying to create a narrative. But that's not the point of this article. This is just the intro paragraph that's misleading, trying to set it up to make you feel sympathetic for her. But let's scroll down. There's all this background crap. Here we go. Here's Donald Trump's tweet. With Jamel Hill at the mic, it is no wonder ESPN ratings have tanked. In fact, tanked so badly, it's the talk of the industry. Okay? I mean, there's a couple things in there, I suppose. They could try to prove ratings have tanked or haven't tanked, or they could maybe show that it's the talk of the industry or not. And here's what they're going to show. Have ESPN ratings really tanked? On Fox News and conservative talk radio, it's a popular talking point that the subscriber losses are due. Wait a minute. It's a popular talking point that subscriber losses are due to rampant liberal bias. Okay, Trump isn't talking about subscriber losses, he's talking about ratings. Trump said ratings up here, which I assume would be like Nielsen, which tracks how many people are viewing a show at a time. And here, ESPN is questioning whether the ratings have actually tanked. Oh, I suppose, okay. You can talk about conservative radio and subscriber losses being a topic, but that's not what Trump said. There's little evidence to support that theory. Okay, well, that's not the theory this article should be about, so we'll ignore that. Wait, ESPN is ignoring. CNN's talking about that still. ESPN has 90 million subscribers as of September 2016, the most recent numbers it is reported. Okay, so the most recent is numbers from over a year ago. So that's not really relevant. That's down 2 million from a year earlier, and down from a high of 100 million in 2010. Okay, so ESPN has been bleeding off millions of viewers over the past 16 years, and we don't know how many they've lost in the last 13 months. Okay, that's not very useful background information, but thanks for telling me. This next paragraph says the vast majority of U.S. homes continue to pay for cable, including ESPN. But as the monthly cable bundle has become more and more expensive and streaming has become more popular, some homes have dropped the big bundles that include ESPN. Others have discontinued cable altogether and turned to streaming services. Yeah, people are cutting cable overall for other options, or just entirely. Thanks for sharing. What's next? The cutbacks have put pressure on ESPN and other sports networks. To address this, ESPN is planning to roll out a direct-to-consumer streaming service next year. I don't care. That has nothing to do with Trump's quote. And ESPN declined to comment. End of article. What the hell are they trying to prove here? They should be trying to prove that Trump's quote is misleading because ESPN's ratings have not tanked, or have tanked, if they have tanked, for some other reason. They haven't shown anything about ratings, and all they've shown is that in the past, ESPN has been losing subscribers. They're hinting that that reason is because of people cutting cable. But we don't. They're not telling us there's a spike recently. Although I'm assuming because ESPN is concerned and looking at other options, they've been losing people and maybe more people recently, which is why they're suspending people because they're concerned about recent changes. But that's all speculation. It's not my job to look that up. It should be the job of the person writing this article. And the person writing this article hasn't told us jack squat. And that's why no one trusts CNN, because CNN only publishes this article for this juicy headline. Jamel Hill is popular with CNN readers. They sympathize with her when they read this opening paragraph here. Oh, she called Trump out for being Trump and Jerry Jones out for being wrong on the NFL thing, which most CNN readers are going to support the NFL players and their kneeling, fist-raising boycott. Oh, and Trump was mean and said a misleading tweet. We don't like Trump and his tweets, but it's not misleading, or it may be, but they haven't proven it. They haven't proven anything. The only thing that's misleading is this entire article proving Trump's tweet is misleading. Again, this is just the beginning of my series, but this article was so devoid of relevant facts and analysis that it finally spurred me to say, enough. I got to put this out. I got to get it off my chest because just yelling at myself in my head, why do people believe this crap? Why does it keep getting published? Why is this guy, Frank Pallotta, being paid money to put out this kind of drivel? I just had to vent on a little bit more public forum. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. I gotta believe I'm not the only one who reads this and says, why is someone wasting his time and the time of millions of Americans? Well, millions of Americans don't read CNN, but why are they wasting people's time with this crap? Thanks.